What is up, y'all? What is up? It's been a few weeks since I've been live. I've been doing the work, been going through some things, but actually, I'm doing pretty great. uh, so, so. We got a good video today. This video needs to be done. It really does. It really needs to be done because it's a subject that, when talked upon in the so-called spiritual community or conscious community, there's a lot of disinformation, people not knowing what they're talking about, or people not telling you what you need to know about the subject. This is very, very important, especially the times we're living in now. So I'm going to start it off with a libation, a pouring of water, and giving power to the other deities. Not we don't worship shit over here, but we do, however, pour libations. I'm doing it Bobby Hemmett style today. So I got my glass and water. So before I get into the video, I'm gonna pour the libations. So how Bobby Hemmett would do it on his lectures. You can look up Bobby Hemmett on YouTube, or you can go to Serious Times Media Patreon and find a bunch of his lectures there. His tier is like $8 a month, and it's just pivotal information. A lot of shit he was talking about is playing out right now today. We're living it. So Bobby Hemmett, and he found out, being the master occultist that he was, he found out a way to keep certain nefarious energies out of his lectures, how to keep people that weren't there from spying and different things like that. And that was pouring libations, but it also brings power to you and everybody around. And he did it on video for a reason. He talked about the science of it. So we're going to go ahead and go. So this is how it goes. So it's Ashe to my higher self, Ashe Anubis, Ashe Tahuti, Ashe Lakshmi, Ashe Kali Ma, Ashe Santa Muerte, Ashe Bastet, Ashe Aset, Ashe Archangel Michael, Ashe Archangel Metatron, Ashe Thanos, because that's pop culture. I love, pop culture. You can add any energy that you want. Ashe to all gods and goddesses known and unknown. Ashe, and to my ancestors known and unknown. Ashe. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the video. Just had to pour the libations. Simple. You get a chalice, you pour them. You say Ashe just means power. It could be spelled A-S-H-E or A-S-E. It just means power. So now that we're going to get going. So you see the title of the video. This is going to be a fucking good one. We're talking about the force of the soul, vampires and parasites. So I'm going to start. I took notes. So I got notes right here and I got notes right here. So if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my notes. Watch all the way to the end, guys. If you're catching this on the playback, watch all the way to the end. I never asked this of you guys, but I'm doing it for a reason, because it all makes sense. Not just the way that I'm articulating myself, but it'll all make sense. Wrapping everything together, tying all the loose ends together. So we're going to talk about vitamin D deficiency, vitamin D period, and the sun. Okay, so now I'm going to break it down. So the sun is one of our biggest sources of charging and recharging vitamin D into our system. Now, there are outside sources of us getting vitamin D within our food and our supplements, vitamins, minerals, and whatnot. Now, so you may be asking, why am I talking about vitamin D, vitamin D3 and all that? Because if we're talking about the soul force, vampires, and parasites, this is pivotal. This is occult science. I mean, just put it to you like that. This is deep occult science. You want to know how vampires vamp off you and parasites leech off you, how people in your circle or how the elite are doing it? I'm going to give you the heads up, because me and a friend of mine got the channel and we were talking about this shit all day the other day. And she doesn't, want to be on camera or anything like that. She told me, you got the YouTube channel, nigga, you do that shit. I said, okay, I got you. I got you. So I took my notes and I just went ahead and did it. So vitamin D3, vitamin D is the soul force mineral, and we figured that out. So vitamin D is a soul force mineral. Why? Because it is the hidden sun. So we're going to talk about the hidden sun. The soul is the hidden sun. Okay. And basically, also, I'm going to coin the term spiritual adrenochrome, and you'll see why. You never heard that term before, but I'm going to coin the term spiritual adrenochrome. You'll see why. This shit is wicked. It's mad wicked, bro. So basically, the sun is where we get our vitamin D from. When your vitamin D is low, just look at vitamin D deficiency. Black people have the highest form of vitamin D deficiency. Your vitamin D is where your energy comes from. And that's what vampires and parasites, people who leech off of your energy, that's what they want. They want your energy, and your energy goes back to your soul force. Not everybody has a soul, so those who don't have souls have to leech off of soul forces or someone's soul force. So we're going to talk about the force of the soul as well. It is chaos, pure chaos. The force of the soul is pure chaos. That's that divine feminine energy. The divine feminine energy is the force of the soul. That's what they were fucking talking about in Star Wars. The force. May the force be with you. May the chaotic divine feminine energy be with you. They were manipulating it using mentalism. But I digress. Let's keep going. So vampires, or we call them vamps, or parasites, leech off of your energy using your soul force. So they create, so like the elite, they'll do something like a George Floyd. They'll do something that what they'll do is they will raise the energy. They'll do something to raise the energy to get the energy up in the air. And then they will suck the energy dry by another innocent black man got killed by the police, or this or that, or Trump did this, or Biden did this, because they're leeching off of you. Okay, so a lot of people who are being sucked dry by spiritual vampires, they definitely have low vitamin D levels. So if you can check your vitamin D levels, especially if you're on vitamin D supplements and you have sources where you get them from, your diet, etc., etc. If your shit is low, then check your fucking circle. Check your fucking circle. Because it could be someone around you leeching off of your energy. They may be doing it on purpose, or they may not even know it. They may just be that type of person naturally because they don't have a soul force. So we're going to get into it. So basically, you have the sun, aka the hidden sun, or Amun Ra, aka the soul, SOL, or the soul. That is the hidden sun. Okay, the soul is the hidden sun. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it. The soul is the hidden sun. The sun gives us vitamin D. The sun charges us. The sun is our battery. Okay? The sun is our battery. It charges us. So that's why quarantine happened. Quarantine happens because when you get people inside, they don't get enough vitamin D3, enough vitamin D, whatever. How that happens is obviously for not being out in the sun, and a lot of people, they don't supplement very well. And they're not eating foods rich in certain minerals, or lots of different minerals, this one in particularly. So what you can do is, what happens is their frequency of that person dips down. Then you can insert fear programs easier. And then when you insert the fear, the worry, the stress, that's what these motherfuckers feed off of. Those types of emotions. That's what they feed off of. When people are feeding, they will try to incite these types of emotions inside of you to feed. All right. And when people feed off of you, they're generally probably feeding off of the third chakra, the solar plexus, aka the soul, or the willpower. That is big in Judaism. And Judaism is like some cult shit. You know, they feed off of the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, which again tells you what the fuck is going on. If you can fuck somebody's willpower up, okay, it's pretty much over. They're coming through the back of the chakras and implant shit, and they siphon that shit right back onto themselves to power themselves up. Okay, you're sucking your life force away. That is spiritual adrenochrome harvesting. Motherfuckers sucking your life force away, sucking portions of your soul away. That is spiritual adrenochrome. You never heard about it probably, but now you have. Because okay, what is the fucking achrome to begin with? Well, the physical level is when these elite people or people in general, these weirdos, what they do is they'll get children, scare them, and they'll scare them, and then also when you're in a state of shock, your adrenal glands will send certain chemicals out into the bloodstream, and now the blood composition has actually changed. It's actually like a drug. It sustains their physical vessel and gets them high at the same time in concentrated amounts. It's the same thing, but on a spiritual level, okay? Because the blood is seen as what? Your life force. Your soul is the original life force or the hidden sun. Amin-Ra. And we're going to go into Egyptian mythology to prove this shit. Goes way back. It goes way back. This shit is dangerous. People, they're using certain types of books to tap into your chakras to be able to feed off of you. Okay? So basically, let's go into Egyptian mythology. So Isis, Set, and Osiris. Now I'm going to tie all this shit in. I'm going to tell you about some... Oh, hey, what's up, Miss Wheats? What's up? I'm going to have to go over to your channel and watch some readings. What is up? But so I'm going to tell you and this is all a channel. Take it with a grain of salt. But we figured, me and I said my friend, we figured this shit out. So I'm going to go into the mythology, Egyptian mythology. So Osiris, Aset, aka Isis, but Aset and Set. Fuck what you heard and were told about that shit. Okay, you about to learn today about the real mythology that motherfuckers not telling you about that particular story. That is a storyline that is being played out today and being used against women, because women have, in their nature being women, they are highly connected to the divine spark. I have a soul. I'm connected to it highly, yes, but not more than a woman is, because that's like double time. Not only say this particular woman has a soul, the spark of the divine feminine, or the hidden sun, but she's also a woman. So born with that feminine energy as the forefront, as a man is born with masculine energy as a forefront, but we possess feminine energy as well, as women possess masculine energy as well. So it's a balance of things. I'm going to break this shit down. So you have Aset, aka Isis, if you didn't know, Osiris, and Set. So think about what you know about that story, and if not, go look it up. Okay, so Aset, Auset. So we're going to break that down. Au equals gold, and then you have Set. Now, Set and Osiris are said to be Set's brothers, but this is all code, so you don't want to take it how the story is. And Osiris is also her consort, aka like her husband, not like her husband, or said to be. And Set is their brother. Set is the rat. Okay, Os, you might want to look up Oset's her animals and Osiris's animals. I forgot to decode that. Like, well, I did decode Oset's animals, but I forgot to write them down. That's my fault. But Set is the rat. So right away, what I'm saying, the golden rat. When you break down Oset, AU, that is what I came up with first. But let me go over to Osiris. Let's start with Osiris. But just take what I said now and push it to the side. Just push it to the side for a second. So now you have Osiris. Now you break down Osiris's name. You have Os and then Iris. Okay. So what does iris mean? The iris is a pigmented curtain that regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Okay, and the eye is what? The window to the fucking soul. So the eye, or Osiris, correlates to the underworld. But the real thing, the real part of the story is the reason why he ended up in the underworld is because he tried to fucking take Anubis out of that position. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. What's up, Bruce Leaf? What is up? What is up? Hold on. So Osiris tried to take Anubis out of that position. Osiris was like the original fuckboy. Set is the original fucking devious motherfucker. But Osiris is the original fuckboy. You about to learn today. You about to find out why. And then we're going to correlate this to now times and women, and how, women are the biggest batteries being drained out here. Their soul force is being sucked away and used. But black people in general tend to have more soul, that have soul force, tend to have more soul force than others, not because it's a color thing. It's just because the frequency of the vessel, because we can absorb more. And, what they told you. If you go back to my video, the melanin and the Holy Trinity, I'll break it down scientifically. There's some white people out there that have, we're taught that white people, A, don't have melanin, and B, don't have a life force. That is fucking false, because there's some white people out here with more soul than the darkest nigga you've seen on the block. Not everybody has a soul force. So those who know they don't have a soul force, they're out here sucking you dry. They're the vampires, the parasites, the leeches, and the archons. The archons. That is key. Archons. But archons and vampires are running rampant, but their time is over. Okay, so Osiris is, the original fuckboy, and it tells you in his name. Okay, if the iris controls it's like a pigmented curtain that regulates the amount of energy, the amount of light entering the eye, and there's code being dropped about him being in the underworld. An underworld, quote unquote. Now he goes from being like a light deity, or more of a lighter frequency, to an underworld deity. That means he's shutting down the light of the underworld, the son of the sun, aka the fucking soul. Osiris is the original fuckboy. Y'all niggas just don't know that, because that's, you have to channel this shit, because it's probably in a book in the Vatican somewhere and we'll never see it. Nobody's ever told you. So I'm going to go. And so the story is this. Set and Osiris are going at it over Aset. Okay, remember, AU, gold, and then Set. Okay. So basically Set goes and gives Osiris a golden chest. Okay, is basically a treasure chest. Okay, so basically, let me turn the page on my notes. This is going to get a little bit interesting. So basically, a Set is a collection of pieces, or it can be the rat. So if AU is gold and Set is a collection of pieces, and a treasure chest, okay, generally a chest has gold on it. I'm going to tell you, it's going to get deep. I'm about to tie the part I was just about to drop. I'm about to tie that in right here. So a chest, crap, my phone just fell. So a chest, it's supposed to harbor treasure, or it's supposed to, you were to hoard things in it. So if a chest is to hoard things, okay, and a treasure is to hoard or to store. I'm sorry. And the chest is a casket. A chest is a box or a casket. Keyword casket. This shit is real. This shit is fucking crazy. So if a chest is a casket and a treasure is to store, because what do you store in a chest? You generally store treasure or something of value, something of use. Okay? So Osiris gets somehow trapped in the chest is the original mythology, and he gets chopped up into pieces. And Osiris, Set is going around trying to get his ass put back together. She's trying to go to Thoth to get some magic. She's trying to go here and there. So this is the story of how women's soul force is being sucked from them, because right now in society, there is a energy that is being siphoned from this mythology, where they have women out here putting men back together, like on like getting them on their feet. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is that man is sucking you dry because you're trying to build him up. I'm not saying you're not supposed to do that, but just know that whole energy of that whole thing of you trying to put this man back together is fucking from Egyptian mythology. So that means there's somebody in the background keeping this energy going. So what that happens is what these motherfuckers are doing is they're waking the goddess up and putting her ass back to sleep. They wake you up so that the energy can rise. So you're putting this man back together like fucking Humpty Dumpty. That's where the story of Humpty Dumpty comes from. Humpty Dumpty need to be put back together. So you're trying to put this man back together. You're expounding all of your energy to do so. Okay? And your life force is just being sucked away and siphoned by other beings. It's being siphoned by other beings. Okay? So that is very big in our society. So that's why a lot of women are drained. They fucking suck your energy away because they want to vamp off of it. Because there's people out there who don't have souls, who need to vamp. They need that energy. This is spiritual warfare. And women have the most energy. Women who have souls have the most shit to lose. Especially a black woman. Why do you think they aim shit at us so much? There's a reason they aim shit at black men and black women, but more so black women. I don't identify as black. I say I'm not black. I'm cosmic. Fuck that shit. I don't want that label on me because I know it comes with that label. But for lack of better terms, this is what they do. And thank everybody for coming out at 3 fucking a.m. where I'm at. Drop. What time is it where you're at? It's 3 a.m. over here in Illinois. It's almost 3:30. But I'm going to go back on my notes over here. So the AU or the gold is always on the treasure chest. Remember that. The real treasure is the soul force. Okay? The real treasure is a soul force. So the chest is a device or a construct to trap the essence. This is the opposite of mummification. Mummification releases the essence or the soul back into the universe. That's neither here nor there. I digress on that. Okay? Thank you, Salabi. Thank you so much for coming back, to the channel. You're an OG. This is my moderator, Salabi. Show her some love. She always has my back. But the chest that Set trapped Osiris in the original mythology was for fucking Aset. It was for her. It was not for Osiris. They switched out the story. That golden casket was not for Osiris. It was for Aset. Motherfuckers, I said it. We've been lied to for a reason. It was for Isis. Okay. So notice how like I said before, how so many women spend their time expounding their soul force to fix broken men. It's one thing if the man gets his, as you help him up, rise, he helps you, he puts into you, he pours into you. There is an even exchange that happens very little for some reason when somebody, whether a man or a woman, goes and helps build the opposite up, and there's not an even exchange of energy on a very mundane level. It's just because if you're doing everything for somebody, whether it be man or woman, they're not going to appreciate it. But there's a few that do. But we're going to talk about the main person. Women are more, tend to be more compassionate or more loving unconditionally, the love of a mother. That's why women are so quick to build a broken ass man when they got a whole good there's a whole man over here that will take care of you and do whatever, but ready, that's already ready for you. That hell another woman could have fucking built up, and y'all don't want that. Not all y'all, but there's that. So just notice that. So these men are Osiris. Okay, these men, aka Osiris, they are cut up metaphorically. These men are cut up metaphorically, and and women are putting them back together. So in society, higher ups keep this energy in place by putting out propaganda everywhere, which causes women, especially married women, to feel obligated to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. In the end, their soul force is being sucked away until they can build it back up. So you're being awakened and put back to sleep, because in the end, these vampires just want your soul energy. Because guess what? If you have a soul, that energy is forever. It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. So I'm going to bring back the whole vitamin. I'm going to tie in the whole vitamin D3 shit. I'm going to tie all that shit in. I brought that up for a reason. It's very pivotal. It's very key. So in the end, your soul, the woman's soul force gets sucked away until you can build it back up. And the process, and when you're building it back up, I call that the process of hibernation, aka that's when they put you back to fucking sleep, so you can rest, build that energy back up. So they do things in society to put you back to sleep, so your energy builds up, the feminine energy becomes dormant, and what part of their force these elites sucked out and trapped will be used to manifest their reality ultimately, or other things. This is the ritual of putting Aset in the chest. Notice in the mythology, it's it's fucking Osiris, not Aset. I'm trying to tell you. They switched it out. They didn't want to know you. So basically, we're going to keep going. I'm going to tie everything together. I'm going to tie it all in. So it's Aset that's trapped. It's really it's not Aset that's trapped and cut up. Obviously, it's Osiris, but this is code for getting the feminine to use her energy, or no, to use her free will to expound her energy to be vamped off of when you build up these men. That's one of the many ways they do it. It's not the only way that these motherfuckers are sucking off your soul force or other people that you're around. This is one of the many ways. And when you see this is just like a grand scheme. It's just a bigger thing that's going on. But here's the thing. The mirror in reality is playing out right now. The way humans and gods want to. They want to keep these humans and these gods want to keep the thrones. So they have to watch it because the great old ones are back. There's the humans, there's the gods, and then there's the titans, aka the titans are the great old ones. The titans birth the gods, and the gods birth the humans. We're going to go just a little bit deeper. So these gods have to watch the throne. What was Jay-Z and Kanye West talking about watching the throne for? They must be these fucking gods, or that energy, or at least Jay-Z. I'm not sure about Kanye. So the great old ones have risen up and out of hibernation. See, the great old ones never went anywhere. We have been slumbering the entire time in a perpetual slumber. Okay, so I'm going to tie in vitamin D3. Oh, so Osiris according to the patriarchy. I will get to that. So basically, vitamin D3, vitamin D, okay, is the mineral composition of your soul force. It's as physical as your soul is going to get. So a lot of the times when you're being vamped off of, and when your soul force is being sucked dry, this particular mineral in your body runs deficient. And if you do not supplement this back into your body, what will happen is they will just keep finding ways to replenish your energy when they bring the sun back out. So when Bill Gates stop fucking blocking the sun so that you can charge back up, because the sun is our battery. The sun is here to charge us up. We get information and downloads from the sun. It's here to charge us back up and to do many things, to provide the light on that perspective. Okay, it is here, but the sun is going to charge you back up. And when you get charged back up, they're going to drain you. They're going to block the sky again. They're going to block it, which causes lower frequency behavior for most people. When they block the sky, a lot of people go back into a lower frequency due to their daily habits, thoughts, diet, this, that, or the other. You know, a lot of it is mainly thoughts. And when it's dark out, it causes depressive behavior, man. I'm telling you, it causes depressive behavior. So you're already in a lower frequency. So then what these motherfuckers will do is they will find a way, now they block the sun again, to vamp off your energy because they need it, because these vampires have to feed. It's a fucking fact. They have to. If they stop feeding, and this is called what I call spiritual adrenochrome. I'm coining that term. You ain't never heard this shit before. Spiritual adrenochrome is when motherfuckers vamp off your energy. Because the original chrome is just blood, the blood with the adrenal gland, with the adrenal gland liquid in it from someone that was probably tortured and killed for it, and it was drained out of it, and then motherfuckers drink it. You can look that up. I'm not going to say too much more on that, but the other form of how they get it is spiritual, and that's through vamping off of people's soul force energy. That's how they create. That's how they sustain their life. They are a parasite. Yes, for like the sun or the sun. Yes. The sun recharges us all. It helps, bring up that mineral in us that we need. So when your energy is being vamped off of, you will run deficient of certain things, and vitamin D is one of them. You will catch a deficiency in that, and you can, if your shit goes too low, you can die. Obviously, you can die if your vitamin D3 gets too low. That could be it. It doesn't mean it will be, but it can. So I'm never going to bring a problem to the table unless I have solutions. It's solution time. You have to learn how to protect yourself from psychic attacks, which is what I've been explaining. So what I explain all this so that you can do more research on psychic protection and psychic attacks. Here's one source: The Art of Psychic Protection by Judy Hall. This book is amazing. I got this book on Elibris Books. I'll type it in the chat. for next to no. I got this shit for next to nothing. I get all my a lot of my a lot. I have a lot of my books from that site because they're very cheap. Like I have like the really there not have. There's a really good that I'm gonna get a really good version of the what book is it? The Egyptian Book of the Dead, like the big rectangle version, and it's like a deluxe edition. It's usually like 100 to 150 bucks, but Alibris has it brand new for $11. So this is, that's why I go there. Discount books obviously is another. Um, it's another place to get books. But yes, COVID, it does attack vitamin D. And remember, if you're inside, okay, now this is how they're vamping off of your children, because children have that natural soul force in them in potent levels. When we're children, our soul force is so heavy and so there. Because I used to work at a school during COVID. When 2020 happened, I was working in an after school program, and then we had to start working from home. Now all of a sudden, all of our kids, obviously, all the kids are being homeschooled basically. They're inside, so they're vamping off of that pure soul force in mass because they couldn't get their red stuff. That's what I'm gonna call it. They couldn't get their red stuff, so they went to an even better source in mass. So obviously something was going on, but I'm going to bring up some solutions. So if you can get that book, The Art of Psychic Protection, that is a really good book. Okay, it really details on how to protect your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Wheels of Light is another good book. Of Light, Rosalind. It's really cheap. It's on Amazon for like 15 bucks. This book right here is very pivotal. It's a very dangerous book in the wrong hands. The Wheels of Light book is very dangerous in the wrong fucking hands. That's all I'm going to say. But in the right hands, you will learn how to protect yourself. You will learn how to cleanse yourself without having to go to get some Reiki done. You'll be able to do all of those things for yourself and teach your friends how to protect themselves if at all necessary. Okay? So a physical way you could protect yourself from obviously being attacked is to cleanse your vessel. So we're talking about supplementing. Get your vitamin D3 IU 1000 pills. You get your vitamin D3. Get your fucking herbs. So we're talking about and make a tea out of them. Get your herbs and make a tea out of them. I sell an amazing detox tea on Alchemy of Life Co., which Salavi has dropped. If you go back up and you can go to my shop, and you will see I sell an amazing 5G detox tea, or you can just get the herbs. So we're talking about dandelion root, burdock root, echinacea. What else? Peppermint, etc., etc. Study your herbs, and you can use the herbs and tea to protect you. Okay, get your supplements. Okay, get your iron. Get your fucking, get your colloidal supplements, your colloidal gold, your colloidal minerals will help you channel so much. I sell them on my shop again as well. Not trying to plug my shop, but a lot of these things that can help protect you, I inadvertently sell, not because of this reason, just because of my own health issues in the past led me to opening my shop. And I've used in the past everything that I sell in my shop, just about, except for maybe like one item. And I still use to this day almost everything on my shop, except for maybe one item I will be using, and that's my sea moss gel. I will be incorporating that. Burdock, what's burdock is going to do? Burdock root is going to cleanse your soul, cleanse your essence. Okay? It's going to cleanse your essence, which is your blood. It's going to cleanse your blood. That's what, it's going to cleanse your blood. And it's going to do many other things on so many different levels. Okay? on so many different levels. So many different levels. What else? So that's more of a physical thing you can do. You can obviously do more things on the physical level. If you just follow that train of thought that I was on, then you can do more things. So let's go to the mental. So the mental way to protect yourself is you can go into a meditation. You don't have to, but you can go into a meditation and have with the intention of protecting your mind. Do it in, and be creative. Get creative. Get into that childlike state. When you were a kid, how would you do it when you were a kid? When you were a kid, would you build a barrier like a castle has with a moat and different things like that? Things, that symbolize that protection. When we're kids, we're really good at this shit. But also when we're kids is when that is, at the end of our childhood or sometime during that is when, adults come in and smash that shit. They smash that childlike mind because we can do shit like that mentally. Protect yourself mentally. Listen to solfeggio tones. Get you some fucking tuning forks. Start, researching these things. There are things that you can do that you may not be able to save everybody, but you can save yourself and anybody who is willing to listen. You can help. We wouldn't be saving them. You would be helping them save themselves. Let me see. Also mentally, affirmations, okay? Because our affirmations are deities that we create. So this is why monks don't speak until they need to speak, because they understand the science of the throat chakra. You create spirits and entities through your voice. So if you say, this happens to me all the time and it's something negative, you're creating an entity that to work for you that will serve you, but it will seem like something is just against you. Okay, it will seem like something's just against you, and it will, that whatever that was, it will continue to happen and happen and happen every time, and you will keep affirming it and feeling it. Okay, so what if you start to affirm and create these entities that work for you that say, my shop is gonna do amazing, and you feel it. With Osset, Iowa, yeah, it's true. I was kind of fucked up about the whole Bomar thing, because I've known about him for a while and was supporting them, not like other people, but like kind of in the beginning of my journey. But it was surprising. But trust me, it's true. She ain't lying. Sis is not lying. She is not lying. Trust me. She's not lying on that one. I'm trying to tell you. You just got to use your discernment. Use your heart. Okay. So another good way to mentally protect yourself is visualization. Visualization of these affirmations. When you say these affirmations, visualization. Okay. So another way for spiritual protection is doing your spiritual practice. In your spiritual practice, get with deities, working with deities for certain protections and certain energies. Okay. Creating sigils. Okay. Yes, the heart chakra, as above, so below, Shalabi. Exactly. And just working with if you have an altar, work with your altar. Okay, get that protection work, get that health work and that protection work, and then try to focus on everything else, because protection and health are the two main things in life. Security and health. Security and health will ensure that you will be able to grab everything else that you desire. Okay. So I went over the mental, the spiritual, physical, and the psychic protection aspects. You can add on to that using your own research. You can just, you don't have to do what I said or take what I said verbatim, but just use those as cornerstones to start. Like, okay, if you don't like this, that may lead you to 3 other things that you do like. So just start there and then try to find your way. Because protecting your soul force is at an all-time high right now. We need to be doing that. It's people that's been feeding off of that shit unbeknownst to you. That's probably why a lot of people are sick out here, because they're being fed off of. It's not because of their diet. It's not because of this. Everything. You do not have to take the elixir in order. Okay, so the number my level 3 elixir is is more masculine, so it's more putting that energy out into the world. If on my elixirs, I encourage you guys to look up the description. I have everything that is in there in the description. Like no, not in the description, but in the materials list on Etsy. If you go to that whole thing, it's right there by the description. It'll show you everything that's in there. That's in my elixirs. But the number 2 elixir is amazing for the soul and the divine feminine. You will be getting, I get channels like crazy. When I take both of them, I get downloads like crazy. More focus, more willpower. When I take the hermetic elixir, instills willpower like a motherfucker. That shit will help you set boundaries. Or, it won't do the work for you, but it will inspire you to do things that you never wanted to do before. You were just lacking the willpower to do so. It will inspire you to do so, but you can't make the cow drink water. You can lead it to the pasture where there's a little hole, a little dip in the ground where it can drink, but you can't make it drink. But you can inspire it to. You see what I'm saying? So I broke this topic down as probably about as best as I can do. I thank you guys for listening. Now, before I go, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Definitely, this is a topic, especially how I broke the mythology down. Like I said, me and a friend, we broke this shit down. We were talking for 2 days straight on this shit, and she's like, "Hey, you the one with the YouTube channel, so you need to I was like, okay, we broke this stuff down. She doesn't like to be on camera. She's very shy, and that's okay. So I will bring this shit to the forefront. It needs to be brought. The whole world is being fed off of. It's a feeding ground for these parasites, these vampires, and these archons. But guess what? This is I broke down ways of how you can protect yourself from them. Just know you can become defensive and offensive with them. The fact that these motherfuckers have to feed, they are weak already. Clash of the Titans shit. They're weak already. The fact that they have to feed off people, anybody that has to leech off of someone is already weak or lacking something. Probably soul force. Or maybe they have a teeny tiny spark. They don't have much. And they fuck that up. Because there are some beings out here that feed off of motherfuckers like vampires that used to have souls, but they got cut off from source. The book of Enoch talks about, certain entities and angels being cut off from source. So they needed to find a way around that. And they did. They did. Masculine and feminine balance, individual, or I'm not sure what you're saying here, Salavi, on that one. Masculine and feminine balance. Oh yeah. We should be balanced as a man and a woman. We should all be balanced or be trying for that, because it will help you in the long run. Some people are really, really sick, and it's because of the people that they're around or the environments that they're around, and they keep going to certain people or certain environments that that have certain energies that keep them sick, because their energy is being fed off of, because they have an enormous light. So if there's not any more questions, I will be going. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Get share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Share some stories down below if any of this has ever happened to you, or if you have ever thought about any of these about this type of topic before. And share down below if you've ever heard anything of the Osiris, Aset, and Set mythology in Egypt. You know, if you've ever heard anything about what I've been talking about, what I talked about. What's going on, Wandering Sage? You're gonna have to catch the replay because I am on my way out for the morning. Technically not the night, but technically morning. So I love you guys. I'm gonna get the thumbnail done for the video, and then it'll post hopefully. So peace. I'm out.